Good afternoon, everybody. It's Donnie B.GotDaBeats. We live on Two Flu West, joined with my brother Nicholas Baker. What's going on, Baker?
What's happening, brother?
I'm doing
Back
my
at
thing.
it. Back at it again. What we do for that black and gold version. We tan them up right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Season 4, ladies and gentlemen. Brand new out the gate. You know we had to do it real proper, so we had to search it out. A good brother of ours, somebody that's near dear to our hearts from our time stopping before the Two Flu West. Our brother Keith Angelo. What's going on with you, big Keith?
Fellas, what's good? I'm here, man. Appreciate the invite.
Yes,
All
indeed. Yes,
All
indeed. Well, look, man, look. The one thing we say here is we do no shucking, we do no jiving, we get right to the takeoff. So we jumping right in. Here we go. Question number 1. Who is Keith Angelo?
Man, that goes a couple ways. Keith Angelo is a singer, the tent man, big brother, but definitely known in this area for singing. I grew up singing, so if anybody know me, it's 9 times out of 10 they see me on the microphone, or they may have said, "Oh, you tinted my car." Then they might see me at my show and say, "Did you tint my car?" So, a little bit of everything, man. But singing is my passion. That's my love.
Well, jumping right into that, great segue. You said it a little bit. You grew up singing, but how did you get started singing?
Oh man, well, I got my gift from my dad. My dad got it from my grandmother, and my dad said he heard me singing in the back seat one day. I was like 4, and he said he heard me like going in, and he kind of turned around and said, "Oh, all right." So now he got it. So and since then it was just talent shows, and from there, we just kept it pushing, and I just fell in love with how music made me feel and how it seemed to make other people feel.
No doubt, no doubt. Keith real humble. He didn't open up for some major acts since he was young. He'll never talk of. He don't put it out there. I mean, I saw you put the video up not too long ago with you on the Apollo. So I'm gonna make you good jump into it, man. Talk about some of your early stages, man.
I mean, let's start there. I have not seen that video since I was 14. So now seeing it, my eyes were just so big. It just kind of really took me back. Like, man, like that was other than the talent shows before that, that was kind of that start. So it was humbling to me, like, wow, I've came a long way. Still have a long way to go, but I've come a long way. But yeah, sheesh. My eyes. I had to call my mom when I found that video. I immediately called my mom. It was like, "Mom, I found this video when I was on Apollo," and she was just like, "Oh God, send it to me." And it was so cool to actually finally get to share it with people, because I've known y'all for a long time, so I've shared this information with y'all. Like, I've done this, I've done that, but now to be able to really put it out there, so y'all can be like, "Oh, he was serious." It felt good.
Yeah. And you can see the talent back then. The thing is, it's funny with Apollo, kids, sometimes the kids that come out there, they be like, "Oh, they so cute," right? But nah, you was hitting notes, in the pitch, center of the pitch, hitting the notes with ease. Though the thing was, your face was like, "This is nothing to me. I'm killing it." But you hitting the notes because his face was so calm. I'm just hitting these notes like it's nothing. It's easy to me, right?
Face for me, man, and I was tripping out how I love working the stage, and like I said, just seeing it, and I haven't seen it in so long. I was tripping out how I was working that stage. I was singing, but I was going back and forth in one spot, So I was like, I'm glad that I still to this day have kept that with me. It's important to work that stage, man.
No doubt.
Well, I'm telling you, I ain't seen the video, but I gotta go back and look at this video now.
Yeah, you got to.
So
definitely got to check it out. All right, so kind of talking about your music and how you developed. How would you describe your musical sound?
How would I describe the sound? Woo, Man, definitely influenced by some really dope artists, but still try to have your own sound. I would say that I'm a lover. I've always been a lover, so I like to promote love. I like to sing about love. So how would I describe it? That's a really good question. I describe it as feel good music. I like music that feels good. I like music that is gonna put people in a good mood and good spirits. Something that I like to make music that you possibly walk down the aisle to. I'm on that page with it.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's dope. That's
Yeah,
dope.
that's a good lane right there.
Hey,
Yeah,
look, and I definitely can attest to it. Like in being at shows that you've done, like it's definitely a vibe. It's definitely like you engage with the crowd, feel good. Like going to a Keith Angelo show, you definitely walking out like feeling good, smiling, like damn, he killed it. But felt like you were part of the show as well. You know what I'm saying?
that's the
So
goal.
yeah, well, you accomplishing the goal right now for sure.
Take that.
You kind of spoke to this, but like let's dig into it a little more. Who are some of your musical influences?
Hmm. Just to name a few, I'll start with the old school. First of all, I'm a big Donnie Hathaway fan.
Mm-hmm.
Marvin Gaye, Brian McKnight. A little more new school. I'm a big Usher fan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Grew up listening to well. These are and even the old school stuff. These are things that I told you my dad sings. So these are things musicians that I have listened to growing up. So I appreciate now the old school, and I even try to make sure the youngins, I make sure I get them hip sometimes because they don't realize how some of the new songs they be remakes. They just don't be knowing.
Yep.
I be
Yep.
trying to. That's a old Marvin Gaye. That's the old Donnie track or beat. Like, yeah, but those are some of my influences. I love Marvin Gaye. Love Donnie. Man, yeah, I'm gonna
Dope.
listen to Donnie on my way to my show tonight.
Hey, Donnie a vibe. But we've said it on a couple past shows, man. Donnie is a vibe. If you're not hip to Donnie Hathaway, please go educate yourself.
I do have to say too, man. Just like you said, knowing you all of these years, man, your just your personality, your aura is a lot like the people that you named, which is dope. You know what I mean? Like it has to be said. Like you
Like that.
definitely carry a great presence with you, and it's just a good karma, good energy around you. So I definitely can understand those influences and how they have maybe impacted you in some kind of way for sure.
No, I appreciate that. I never really thought about that like that. But
Yeah.
that's
So, all right. So this section is really a lot about influences. So thinking about influences, what are your influences when it comes to like your style and your fashion? Like that being such a big part in the music industry now. Like, what's your influence when it comes to that?
man. I've always I'm a Leo, man, so it is in my nature to stand out, man.
Mm-hmm.
I've always since school just did what I wanted to do. I never tried to dress like anybody else. I always if I bought something, I before I wore it, if I saw other people rocking, I would take that shit back.
Mm-hmm.
Always the type I like shopping at the thrift store. I do not like looking like nobody, and they say that Leos are usually like I want to say that they're usually loud and want to be seen, and I always say I show that because I'm not a loud person. I'm loud when I'm on stage, but like if I'm just in a crowd, like I feel like I'm gonna stand out. You're gonna see me before you hear me. That's just how I like rocking. Like you're gonna see this beard, you're gonna see these blonde locks, you're gonna see this henna. Like you're gonna see me. I don't like. I'm not no loud person. But yeah, I just like to carry that like that. And I also push for other artists, to push boundaries, like in this art in the world of music, you can do whatever you want to do. And it's important to stand out. You don't want to look like everybody.
I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly. And the thing is, it's weird. It's like I think you always have stood out, but like night, I would never say like doing too much. Like I think it's funny.
That's
With
that line.
fashion, you gotta know what works for you, right? Like, okay, that works for you, right? I never saw anything you came to a show with anything where it's like that don't work or you doing too much. It's just like, damn, he can pull that shit off. Like I can't pull that shit off, but he can pull it off. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what it is. So you definitely know how to like walk that line of like standing out, but knowing what your style is and bringing that across like each and every time. So
that, man, it starts with confidence. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people out here a lot of times, sometimes I wear stuff and people are like, oh man, I couldn't wear that. And I'd be like, you really could. You just got to be confident. You got to know you look good in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, maybe it's out of your, or it's stepping out of how you would normally dress, but you got to put that shit on and be like, I know I look good in that. And it's one thing to know, you got to know if you don't look good in it, you know, but.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. There, look, that's what it is. I got about 3,000 more crunches to hit in before I can wear some of the shit that you get away with. I can't do it. Let's be real. I keep it humble. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. The key thing you said was know when you don't look good in it. Now I understand my assignment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna not do this one. So you do, you know, you gotta know.
You gotta know. You gotta know when you hit that mirror. Be like, nope.
Yeah, not that one.
It ain't work tonight. That's cool. All right, so last question in the kind of influences section. Being in the DMV, like it's kind of inevitable. It's gonna be an influence there. Like, how has go-go music influenced your music career, or just influenced you musically in general?
Man, my go-go history is one I share all the time, man. I actually grew up in DC. I was born in DC. I never really, I've never said this on in no interview, so this will be the first time. But I never listened to go-go music until I joined a go-go band, and I feel like my life has been changed ever since then. You know, I appreciate all the opportunities, all the musicians, all the stages I have been able to get on, being in go-go bands, starting with the very first band I was ever with was this band called Premonition, and that led to me being with Lil Benny and the Masters. Rest in peace to Lil Benny. And then from Lil Benny, I was with Obsession, you know, and you know I love Obsession. And I have just had a really nice journey in that. And like I said, I've met a lot of dope people that I've been in the studio with and have been able to go on to start another band. So now some of them are in my band, like, man. And just the whole live instrumentation part of it, man. Go-go is something very special that, unfortunately, if you're not from DC, a lot of people don't get to hear it, you know, but it's something amazing that is just homegrown. It's amazing.
I mean, you know, realistically, I won't even leave you out there. Like I mean, I was born in DC and grew up there too, but like I hadn't listened to it like that. Honestly, I mean, in high school it was around. I was in a high school band and we did it, but like it wasn't my thing. Like I grew up with my uncle, and my uncle played old school R&B shit, and like that was me. Like I was all into the soul music, and that was me. Hip hop, like definitely me. But kind of like you saying, like being in a go-go band gives you a whole nother respect for what the music actually is, and the kind of intricacies that go into making it like work and it like being good. I gained a whole nother respect for it, or like a new respect for it. And now being in Cali, I'm like, actually, there's times where I miss the sound and want the sound and want to hear the sound, to see my hands moving like this, like to a regular song. I'm like, okay.
Hey, come on, baby. You know,
You know, it's built in now. It's definitely there now. So I definitely can feel where you're coming from.
Well, it's funny because mine was, you know, I was in go-go bands in high school, like, you know, like playing in a band with Baker, and then leaving school to go play out Glen Arden. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's an experience, man. It really is. I mean, but the one thing I wish that I would have done more is paid more attention to the music at that time. because it was more of a vibe, more of a feeling, and I was more on the back end side, and I think that that hampered me a bit because everything became about the feeling of it more so than the technical acumen. Whereas you guys came into it with technical acumen and then found the feeling through it. You know what I mean? But it's neither here nor there. I mean, it's an interesting journey for us all. But that experience is go in the DMV for sure.
Dope. Well, listen, we got a spot of the show that we always do called Hypothetically Speaking. We about to jump into a hypothetically speaking question.
Uh-oh.
All right, so budget doesn't matter. You got whatever budget you need. If you could make an entire album with only one producer, who would it be?
Off break, Rodney Jerkins.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
Been listening to that man for years, and I feel like he creates stuff that I feel like I would want to sing on. You know, tracks I would want to sing on that I feel like would fit my voice. You know, there's others, but just right off top, that's who come to mind. Rodney Jerkins for sure.
Yeah, Rodney's dope because I think Rodney also is gonna find what works for you. Like he's got a sound, but like Rodney is like a technician. Like he's gonna figure out, all right, let's figure out what works with your voice, with your sound, what you do, what you like.
And that's important.
Yeah, and make that because I mean, I think you have producers who have a definite sound. Like Rich Harrison, when he was popping, like had a sound that people was going after. DJ Mustard, who producer, not producer, whatever, he got a sound that people go for, right? I think Rodney is like, okay, I'm gonna figure out like when we did some of the Michael Jackson stuff.
Oh, man.
Like when he worked on the Michael Jackson album, Invincible album, like some of them joints he put together that had the Michael vibe, but was still new. Right. Amazing. Yeah. Like don't get enough credit for
it.
Yeah. Make
sure.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
On it, but it still, like you said, still had that Michael vibe. It didn't seem off from what Michael used,
Exactly. It would be like it's not like Michael trying to get on a DJ Mustard joint where it's like, you can do it, but like Rodney was like, I'm gonna figure you out. Let's spend some time in here and mix some gumbo together, and he did it. So
my lens on it is that that was Michael Jackson's Black album. You know what I'm saying? All the other was he was Michael Jackson, like top tier, but he actually found a black sound on that album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right, cool. So we're gonna take a moment. We're gonna hop into some of your work, man. We're gonna play a snippet of your Heartbeat video. Do you want to kind of give a little intro to this video? Tell us what it's about. Like I said, we're gonna play a quick snippet of it, but do you want to kind of intro the video?
Sure. So this is Heartbeat from Keith Angelo, myself. Once again, I'm a lover, so music is my heartbeat, and I'm singing about love in this. And this is actually my first video I ever did. So, let's run it.
Let's do it.
There we go. If I can find it, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I'm like, where is it?
Technical difficulties. It's what
you hate when it happens. Just give us some more second. I'll pull it up. Give me 1 second.
Don't, please don't. Take your time. Take your time. No doubt.
Oh Lord, here we go. I'm so sorry about this, guys. These types of things happen, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
It's all the backstage, all the behind the scenes, trying to make things happen,
There we go.
All right, here we go. Quick snippet of Heartbeat by Keith Angelo. I feel like Donnie Simpson on that one right there.
Still technical difficulties. Sorry about this.
All right. Well, look. While you putting that together, I'm gonna ask Keith another question, and then we'll come back to the heartbeat
All right,
video.
cool.
Here we go. Look, we talked about some of your favorite singers, but now I'm gonna put you on the spot because you got to rank them. All right. Let's talk about your starting top 5 vocalists. If you got to have a vocalist team like you on The Voice, and you picking out 5 people, they can be with us or no longer with us.
Okay.
Who are your top 5 vocalists?
Woo! And that, you know what? To just pick 5 is hard, man.
Oh yeah.
5 is hard. But if I was on The Voice, and I could pick 5 of them, one of them would be Whitney Houston.
Mm-hmm.
One would be Donnie would be my third.
Who was the second one? I didn't hear the second one. Uh-oh, you're breaking up. If you're talking, I'll hear you. Uh-oh, you're gone now.
My bad.
You good?
So I heard Whitney, I heard Whitney, and I heard Donnie.
Oh, Whitney, it would be Marvin Gaye would be my second one.
Okay.
Donnie Hathaway would be my third. Let me see. Woo! I have so many favorites, man. I gotta switch it up though, because I almost want to say his daughter because she's amazing. Whitney, Marvin, Donnie. Oh man, I would definitely add Brandy in there.
Yeah.
I would, and Kiki Wyatt.
Okay. Now I'm about to mess you up. I'm coming up with this one on the spot. This one I'm coming up with on the spot. I'm just figuring this out, but we're gonna take it further. We're gonna keep this in the show moving forward. But because I made you pick your The Voice team, now that you have your team, who's winning the show?
Woo! The Voice, baby, is taking it home. Come on,
let's take it home. Who's the champion?
She's coming back and gonna take it home.
Huh?
I said she's coming back to heavens and gonna take it home. Like,
yeah.
Stop playing.
Okay. Facts.
And all great, but when they say call her The Voice, they've given her the right title. Like, that lady's voice is just something. It's like it's a gem. It's something so special, man. Mm-hmm. I mean, and it's almost weird to say that because that whole lineup is special, but I feel like Whitney gonna bring it home.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Like, even the thing is, even when Whitney wasn't at her best, it still was like whenever she sang, her voice was still there. Like, you could tell like there was some, some things are going on. But she still was better than 95% of the people out, even at that point in time. You know what I mean? So I hear you. I definitely hear you. Like, I mean, the fact that her singing the national anthem is still like a video that's treasured and like renowned as the best rendition of the national anthem still kind of tells you something. So
and under her, for me, is Marvin Gaye. I'm sorry.
Marvin Gaye. That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Like,
these are facts.
And I've seen some good ones. I've seen some good ones. But like I said, it's just something different about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, when that lady opened her mouth and that voice comes out of there, it's almost like her
phrasing, her breathing, crazy.
Woo! And it's about the breathing. The breathing is very important.
Yeah.
Breathing is very important.
All right, so we're going to jump into a quick snippet of the video, and then we got a couple more questions, and then we know you got to skate, and we're going to get you out of here.
Man, keep on calling me, man. It's my bad.
We're going to get you out of here. We got like 5 more minutes at the most.
I got you good.
Quick snippet of Heartbeat. Let's get it.
Here we go.
808, 808, 808, 808, 808.
Everybody can come. She's the one. It gets spiritual. Heaven send me a miracle. Who understands my heartbeat? Who understands my heartbeat? But I can have anybody, but I ain't meant for everybody. Pray to Most High, let things go. Then he sent me an angel who understands my heartbeat. She understands my heartbeat. My heartbeat. Ooh.
Hey.
Yes, indeed. Heartbeat, Keith Angelo. Look, if you ain't heard it, if you ain't seen it, get to it.
Hey,
Get to it.
that joint is so
Wow.
yeah. You
Yes,
know
indeed.
he'll love that song right there for sure.
You told me
Something
not
we
to
doing
win.
this year. Something we starting this season is a cleared for takeoff singles and songs, and that song is definitely cleared for takeoff. So if you ain't heard it, go check it out, pick it up,
Check it out.
download it, add it to your playlist, do what you need to do. All right. So we only got a few more questions. Keith actually got to hit the stage. You know, that's what it is when you're a working musician. You always run into a stage or the next stage. So we're gonna get you out of here, man. Like we got 3 more questions that we got. So first one is gonna be, what's one not so popular opinion that you have? One not so popular opinion. It can be easy as a hot dog is a sandwich, or it can be as complicated as Donald Trump was a great president.
The chuckle.
Woo, that's a tricky question. An unpopular opinion. I might need to think on that one. Let's come back to that one, Baker.
Okay. No worries. All right. So here's the next one. This next one is called Two Flew, 2 Words of Wisdom. What's the best piece of advice you can give people using just 2 words?
Keep pushing.
Keep pushing. I love it. I love it. There it is. There it is. There it is. Keep.
When you stop, geez, I feel like when you stop, that's when your ship coming. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep pushing.
Yeah.
It gets hard. It gets hard, you know, for anybody in any arena, any direction that they're going, whether it be you've been a chef or, you know, a painter, whatever. You have to keep pushing because the shit is not going to be easy. But I feel like it makes it all worth it when you see things blossoming and things happening. You know, it makes you okay. So all my work was not in vain, for sure.
Yeah, it was worth it. Absolutely. Well, our last 2 are definitely going to be always kind of what's next for Keith Angelo. And then it's been scrolling across the bottom, but we always say, where can people find you online? But what's next for Keith Angelo?
Man, well, I'm actually working on some new music right now. It's been a while since I put something out, but it was very important for me to put something out when I was ready. I didn't want to just put anything out. I've been I've been doing this too long I feel like to just put out anything. It's important for me to put out something that I feel that will last and that my fans will love, my supporters will love. So I'm working on some new music that I plan on having out early next year. And I actually am stepping into acting, man. I'm about to be in a play December
Hey, nice.
at the Bethesda Blues and Jazz called Mothers of Old. And this is something that I have always wanted to do. So I hide my excitement very well, but I'm overly excited about this play because not only am I getting to act, I'm going to get to sing as well. So I'm so happy to do it because I'm like, I know this is going to be a stepping stone. I'm gonna make sure I do my thing. So because it's not a huge role, but I'm in it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so so I want them to be after that. I want them to want me in something else and give me a bigger role. So look out for that. I'm trying to be on Broadway somewhere in New York in the
Man,
Lion King.
There it
and make
is.
sure you shoot us info on that, man, so we can help repost and support, and you know what I'm saying, for sure.
You said,
Absolutely. You heard what he said. You heard what he said. Make sure you're watching out for him. New music coming in the play. He about to be on Broadway because if you saying it, I believe it's gonna happen.
Oh, it's
I'm
already
already gonna own it and say it for you. If you're not saying it for yourself already, it's gonna happen. As you see, kind of scrolling down here at the bottom, you see Keith Angelo's online information. So make sure you like and subscribe. Keith Angelo. Make sure you follow him. I'll give you one more chance. You got the one not so popular opinion. If you don't, it's cool. We ain't sweating it. No worries.
That's such a tricky question, Baker.
That's why it's not so
I,
popular.
you know what? I usually like to keep my opinions to myself, man. So
I
that's
ain't
why I'm
mad
like,
Fair.
bag.
at it.
Woo! I think I'm gonna slide. I'm gonna slide on past that one, man. I'm gonna
Hey,
slide.
look, I ain't mad at it. No
Well,
worries, no
basically,
worries. But look, man, we appreciate you coming on the show. Like I said, I know your schedule is hectic, so we appreciate you taking the time. It's always good to catch up and chop it up. Nothing but the best to you. Good luck on the show tonight. I already know you're gonna kill it, Donnie. Anything you want to say before we let Keith Angelo fly up out of here?
Yeah, Keith. I mean, hey, man, listen. It's always good to see good brothers do well, man. Especially good brothers that we know, man. Me and you don't, conversate like back in the days, but it's always all love. I'm so blessed and so proud of you, brother, to know you and just wish nothing but success for you. And if there's anything that we could do for you out here on the West, if you ever touch down on the West and you don't chime in with brothers, boy, it's gonna be some furniture moving. You know what I mean? So.
Get out there. I'm definitely gonna hit y'all. I'm trying to take a trip soon, so I'm definitely.
That's what it is, brother. But it's all love and much respect, man. Kill that shit tonight, man. All right, we already know you're going to
do. Invite y'all. Thank you.
No doubt. All right, y'all. This Keith Angelo. He's out of here. He's about to hit the stage. Me and Donnie about to wrap the show up. Keith, holla at you soon, bro. Be easy.
Fellas.
All right, man. Holla. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I'm sitting here watching my Raiders get beat up on, man.
Hey,
it's kind of is what it is. Sweet Jesus.
All they said is perfect evolution of beards. It's always jokesters. We love jokesters. That's cool. It's all good. He's right.
That was that day. Look. Oh Lord, what just happened?
Hold on. I got one of your guys about damn Hunter Renfro is in my daggone fantasy team.
I don't know how to do today, but we losing again. Look, I've come to accept what we are. We are what we are.
Hey man, I got Patrick fucking Mahomes in my damn fantasy league, and let me tell you something. He is laying all types of golden eggs for me this year, boy.
Did you have him last week against us? My God.
Yeah, that's the anomaly for the fucking year. Thank you, New England Patriots defense, because they came through for me this week. Other than that, Jesus.
Hey man, listen, we get the ball back one more time, but we lost this game. Another one bites the dust. Another rotten egg laid by the Las Vegas Raiders. Thanks, Gruden. I owe this all to you right now. Look, your emails are one thing, but damn it, you done tore the team up for this whole year.
No. Give it to you. Give it to Mike Mayock. Yeah, give it to
I
Mike Mayock.
mean, no. Well, Mike Mayock made some questionable decisions, but those are grown men, and like I said, grown men made grown men decisions. So
There you go.
Henry Ruggs made a grown man decision, and I feel bad for the black man, but it is what it is. You made a grown man decision.
In the world of non-punching down, we can't just punch down on Gruden because Mike Mayock was the GM there too. So
this is facts. No, I'm talking about Gruden and his emails. I ain't talking about nothing else. Like Gruden did what he did and then was forced out. And again, there's some things that go back and forth with him being forced out. Is what it is. Now, as far as the players that have done what they've done, we could say that's Mike Mayock's fault for not doing his homework. But again, they made grown men decisions. And
okay, but I gotta ask you this question.
Go for it.
How is it? How do you do homework on going 150 something miles an hour on an open street and tearing somebody up? How you do homework?
But that's what I'm telling you. That's why I said I can't blame Mike Mayock. Like Henry Ruggs made a grown man decision. Now, when I say doing the homework, who's talked about it? I think it was Stephen A. Smith, maybe, or maybe it was Shannon Sharp. One of the two talked about the fact that there definitely was questionable decisions that Henry Ruggs and Damon Arnett had made in college.
Okay.
So the character of the person is what they were talking about. Like we had the opportunity to draft people like CD Lamb, and we didn't.
Yes.
Because it was like, well, I'm putting my eggs in this basket, which is what it is.
Yes.
And again, talent-wise, he didn't make the wrong decision because Henry Ruggs was doing his damn thing this year. Damon Arnett, that's a whole nother topic. But Henry Ruggs was showing up.
Was he?
It ain't absolutely. Look at the games. Like
I know, I look at the games. I look.
He was one of the top receivers throughout the first 5 weeks. Like it just is what it is. He was.
Okay. Hey, listen. I'm not going to argue about that.
He was our deep threat. He was our speed threat. He had a touchdown in like every game. Like the dude has showed up in year 2. Now year 1 it was a little questionable.
That's what I was saying.
Year 1 we was like, oh no. But year 2, hey, he was showing up and becoming the guy we wanted him to be.
Okay.
And then he made a grown man decision. Hence, he is on the path that he is on, and it is what it is. But again, I'm not here to judge that.
You should have been.
This is me talking as a sports fan and a Raiders fan, saying that, God damn it, we are what we are again this year because of some crazy shit that has happened. I mean, we've had a rough year. I don't know if they're gonna be able to recover from everything this year that's happened. You know what I mean? But hey, your boy Hunter Renfrow just caught another pass, so he gave you a couple more points there.
But it could be worse. It could be the football team. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I think our records are the same now.
Hey, yeah,
y'all pulled it out today, so hey,
against who? You see what I'm saying? Like against who? Like,
so, I get it.
You know.
All right, man. So look, here's the thing. We're ending out the show, and I don't know. I kind of like this format. This might be a thing. We might be finding something here, a little thing where the interview, we get them out of the way and we kind of chop it up because I think it's the best of both worlds. We're finding a good rhythm with us talking and chopping it up. So we'll see what happens, man. Look, we do this on the fly. We do shit here on the fly, like no pun intended, but pun intended on the fly. You heard it. Here's the thing. 2 flew 2 cents. We got 2 topics that I wanted to chop it up about. The first one being Kyle Rittenhouse. Definitely had the verdict come down. I don't think any of us were surprised, but that doesn't mean we don't feel some type of way.
Right. But
not guilty on no counts. Not even one.
Not guilty. As to the 5th count of the information Gage Grosskreutz, we the jury find the defendant Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
He's the worst crier in the history of America.
Are these your unanimous verdicts?
Okay. I don't care how old he is.
Right. Look at
his cry is the worst in the history of
Okay,
America.
folks, your
Like
job is done.
the
and,
whole America.
We started just about 3 weeks ago.
If my child
And
cried like that, I
I
feel some kind of
I
funny
told
way
you
about
it
that.
could
I'm not
last
gonna lie to you.
2 weeks and 2 days. This is 2
I know
weeks.
that's pretty
This is
harsh,
3 weeks.
but it's the truth.
You were a wonderful jury to work with. You were punctual. You were attentive. And the forgotten six over here.
His lawyer knew. His lawyer wasn't playing the games. He was like, I knew what it was. What you tripping for? He turned to him and said, look, don't look too crazy. We already knew what it was going to be. So if you look too shocked, it looks fake. Give him a little bit of fake. Give him a little bit of shock. Look at the one in the back. Look at the one in everybody. Look at the lady. Hold up. Go back. Go back to the lady standing in front of the judge. She like this shit here. Like we didn't know.
Here you go.
Look at the one with the glasses in the back. Look at the black man behind her. He's sleeping.
He like, what's the old
He
dude?
already know.
ESPN. He like,
but look at the lady. Look, she like,
he didn't fell. He didn't fell.
Did you see it? Hold up. Go back. I'm sorry. One more time. Cause she hit him with the when he
the back like Scott Van Pelt or Scott
when
Van.
he hit the double over. The lady in front of the judge was like, Watch it. No, look at it. Watch it. Okay. Look.
Listen,
I'm trying to poke fun at it. It's not really funny, but
no, it's funny. Because you gotta find humor. This is what's wrong in America, ladies and gentlemen. Comedians cannot have jokes. Okay,
Hey,
we cannot make light of very gross situations. And this is a very, very gross situation. At the end of the day, look, he's the worst crier in the history of America. I don't care how old he is. It's just horrible. Like there's nothing believable about his ability to sell a story. Okay, I don't. It doesn't make me feel any better about it. I think, and I had this conversation with my supervisor at work this week about this. And here's my thing: I don't have a problem with the discussion or the disagreements of political parties. Right? I don't have a problem with that at all because a lot of the stuff is okay. Well, I'm a Republican. Oh, I'm a Democrat, and that's it. It's regimented. It doesn't always have to be about race. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But here's what turns into race, right? So you're telling me that I can kill 3 people, okay, as long as it's within the law and it's good, and get off as a white person. But a black dude show up at a video shoot with a machine gun or something, just not loaded or whatever the case may be. And if it is, so what? I didn't kill nobody, and I got 10 years.
Yeah.
Because I'm black.
Yeah.
And it's the balance of justice in that does not equate. To me, it's about level settings, creating standards. And what is the standard or what is the precedent that we setting to say that, oh, he gets off? Because here's the thing. If somebody else, if a black person like Henry Ruggs, if Henry Ruggs does jail time, and I feel for his family, and I know this might come across as tone deaf, I get it. But if he does jail time, how is that? How does that make him negligent? Because I guess because he was under the influence, right? I can understand that to that extent. But this young man had an AR, an assault rifle.
Yeah.
And he was mowing people down. My thing is this: I don't give a damn. Like my thing is this: if it let me go out here in South LA with a damn assault rifle and kill some people outside of my home. If he was inside his home, I don't think I can. I don't think I'd have anything to say about it. But you're in the street brandishing an assault rifle. Problematic, bro. And now you want to sit there and fake cry? Come on, bro. Get out of here.
Take it to an even worse extent. I think like somebody made this, and I'm gonna take what they said to an even further extent. I think thinking about Henry Ruggs, like it's funny because Caitlyn Jenner had a similar situation where it was a hit and run. She killed someone. Well, not hit and run, but she had a fatal accident. Yeah. No jail time served. But anyway, we'll skip past that. She's the woman of the year, right?
Thanks, Michael Shea, because he mentioned
someone made up this thing and said, "Here's the thing." It's like saying 2 weeks ago, I decided to say, you know what? If I was around some lions right now, I would tear them up I would shoot all of them. I would kill all of them. I wish they was around me. I would kill all of them, right? And then 2 weeks later, I decided to go to the zoo, hop in the lion's den with the gun, and then shoot all the lions and say it was in self-defense. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not only that he was in the street with the AR-15, it's that he drove there with the AR-15 into a protest where Black Lives Matter people were. And he had just stated weeks prior that if they were around him, he would shoot them with his AR-15.
Yeah, premeditation.
So the fact that the judge didn't let that piece of evidence be even brought in kind of let us know from the beginning where this was going. We already knew what it was. The fact that, I mean, President Biden is saying, oh, you know, the justice system works, but we have things to be concerned about. Like, come on, dog. Like, no. You can't even make that statement. No, it doesn't. Because if it worked, it would happen the same way every single time.
Exactly.
It wouldn't be, oh, well, in this case, this happened. Oh, in this case, this happened. It would be every single time, no matter what race, color, creed, whatever. If you drive somewhere with the AR-15 and you feel like you've gone into a situation where you feel threatened and you kill people, it's all self-defense. You should get off no time, no matter what. And we all know that that's not the case.
Well, again, it goes back to me. I agree with you 1,000%. No argument there. And it goes back to what I said, though. So which is the precedent that we set now? Because to me, that's what the law is. The law is a precedent that needs to be set to say, if you do this, this is the recourse. This is the action. For every action that you have, it's the reaction, or this is the penalty by which you chose. Because you chose to do this, you get the penalty, right? So what are we saying? Like you said, Caitlyn Jenner mowed somebody down with a car. At the end of the day, cool. I mean, look, I don't feel no kind of funny way about speaking the truth, right? So at the end of the day, cool. Cancel me. Great. Don't cancel Two Flu West. It's too dope. I'm just saying, but me though, it is what it is because I look at it from a perspective of it's you kill somebody with a car. Cool. I understand things happen. I understand you got to live with it. That's understandable. But don't have Henry Ruggs out here if that's the case. Boom, 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 boom. And it not have the same weight associated with it. Now, again, he was under the influence, which is understandable.
Yep.
Penalty should be for that. You know what I mean? He should receive a penalty for that, obviously.
Yeah.
But we talk about loss of human life.
Yep.
Premeditation, into which you had brought up with regard to Carwin House. And at the end of the day, when they're just somebody else that just got arrested because you got arrested because you're a black guy in a non-black neighborhood.
Yeah,
and that was a precedent for
arrested. They getting killed.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, sorry.
Killed. Like,
so
it's crazy. Like people can get killed just because they were walking around in the neighborhood and I never seen them before, so I killed them, and it's okay. They didn't. Did they ever? Ahmaud Arbery, like right now, the case is going on. Like he didn't ever brandish a weapon. He didn't come off as a threat, but they killed him.
Right. And what do you say to that? Oops.
They were threatened. They felt like they were defending themselves. I guess that's what they're gonna say.
I mean, but that's my whole thing.
That's the thing. It's like me saying, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna go to a situation. It's two pieces of this. Like it's one like me saying I'm gonna go to a Klan gathering with a weapon, and when they start coming towards me talking shit, I'm gonna shoot them because I feel scared.
Yeah,
right. That's like, oh, okay. Well, that's probably gonna happen. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna get off. Right? Hell no. Everybody knows it's not a right. It's a hell no. I'm going down, and they know I'm going down, and it is what it is. Right? And it's like. I think the problem about it is that people who want to argue for him are only arguing because they disagree with the political stance of people on another side. It's not even about right and wrong anymore. It's not even about like the law anymore. It's about I represent this side. So whatever happens, I'm going to argue you down no matter what.
1,000%.
And that is that's where we are, and that's crazy to me. Like the fact that we're in a place where people will argue you down, no matter what, and that can be both sides. You know what I'm saying? Like
No, it is
that's
both
what
ways,
people.
for sure.
If black people are gonna sit there and say Joe Biden's doing a great job right now,
Negative.
you lost your goddamn mind, right?
Lost it
Don't
entirely.
argue people down just because. Like, understand the facts and base your opinion on that.
And I got a piece of mind to say too. On top of that, you hear all the hoopla and the dude that was talking about Kamala Harris. Where the hell were their antennas when all this is happening too?
Right.
Because again, my thing is people want to say all of the, whatever. Oh, you're the first black women vice president. I have not seen not near wave that she's been splashed around in the goddamn pool for what she's doing that benefits us.
Yeah. Kamala's struggling. She's struggling.
And again, not trying to be a cancel culture, not trying to tear people down, but I feel as a taxpayer in the United States of America, whether or not it's all the taxes or if you owe taxes, I'm a taxpayer of America. And my thing is this: hold the people accountable.
Yeah.
Period.
And that's it. That's what I'm saying. Like, she's struggling. Like, it is what it is. She's struggling. Whether the job was more than she thought or whatever it is, she's struggling. And like, that's okay to say. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, I'm a Raiders fan through and through. We just got beat by the Bengals. We should not have lost this game, right?
I don't
Even
know.
though we got the same record, but I'm still a Raiders fan. But we suck.
Right.
We sucking again, and I'm like, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be like, oh well, it's actually that the refs were cheating and it's this. No, we're not doing a good job right now. But I'm still a fan of the Raiders. Like, I still want them to win. I still want them to pull it together. You can be a fan of Kamala and say, hey, you got to pull it together. Like, right now, you're not winning. You know what I'm saying? It's like Lakers fans.
Don't even put me in a box, bro.
I mean, you feel what I'm saying? Like, Lakers fans was excited at the beginning of the year. You had all the things stacked for you. You got all these players, and it ain't working.
It's the coach.
It just ain't working. It is what it is. You got to call a spade, and you move forward. You know what I mean? And I think people on both sides of political parties right now aren't doing that. They're trying to argue shit down, even when it's wrong. Even when it's like blatantly wrong, you're still arguing it, and it's crazy to me.
But again, it goes to show it's like there is no democracy in democracy. At the end of the day, it's all agendas. And that is where the system fails because you don't know who you vote for. People can promise you the moon, but then when they get in the office, do they deliver? I can't recall anybody that ever has done that. Whether or not they purposefully didn't deliver, or their hands are tired, or so forth and so on. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, and it will always be that way until drastic and dramatic change is instituted. That's it. And that's the unfortunate part about America. But America. So
America is what it is.
America.
All right, man. Look, next topic really quick was, how do you feel about famous couples having their relationship issues play out online? So recently, I don't know if you've seen any of this, but I'm online quite frequently, and I've seen a couple things happen. Will and Jada have had a lot of back and forth comments and these things here and there. Recently, Stevie J and Faith had their whole argument play out online and talking shit. The baby and Danny Lee or Danny Lay, whatever her name is, he put her online and he had his reasons for saying why he was doing it. But what do you think, man? Like, what do you feel about how these people are kind of just playing it all the way out online?
I think everybody loud and wrong. That's what I think. I think, it's to me, I'm like Bill Belichick when it comes to relationships, man. I keep that shit in the house, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to be employed to the media. If the media is, I'm going to let that ride on myself. Fine. You know what I mean? But you're only going to get out of me what you're going to get out of me. However this thing plays out is what it is. But I'm not about to make myself look like a fool and the person I would look like a fool regardless. You know what I mean? And I believe me, I feel I have justifiable reason to say that, some shit should be put out online. But I'm not. You know what I mean? Because again, at the end of the day, there is no what did it say? Nobody wins in that scenario.
Yeah.
So that is what that is. You know, how do you feel about that situation?
You know, here's the thing. I'm like, you know, it's this one piece of it where, like, when you're famous, there's definitely a piece of your life playing out in the public.
Hmm.
Is part of it, right? Like that's how the Shade Room or like TMZ, like that's how all of these things became big by them finding the story, right?
Right.
I think I do have an issue where it's like you yourself now are saying, okay, I'm gonna play this shit out in public, right? Like the baby did it off some like, well, I'm doing it because I don't want no bullshit to come up, like a lawsuit against me or I did something. Like I think he had other people there,
Mhm.
and I'm live. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like it wasn't just him saying, "Okay, I'm a videotape it," and then if anything ever comes up, I'm gonna show the footage. I'm gonna show my receipts. He went live. So it's like, okay, well, all this shit playing out with your kid, you know, your girl and her and your kid kind of right there in the midst of it. I don't love that decision. You know what I mean? I think Stevie J did the same thing. Him and Faith having an argument. He saying she cheated. He calling her all kinds of bitches and all this and that. And I'm like, again, if you're worried about like necessarily like something being said that, oh, he hit me or something in that matter, like I get videotaping in the moment. But I think like you know, it comes from this sense of like trauma. And like I think it's why people go live now when they get stopped by the cops. Like I understand that, right? You're doing it because I'm fearful. I need as many people online right now as possible to see this interaction.
Right.
In a relationship, it's kind of like you throwing your person under the bus. Like you, whether or not y'all reconcile, whether or not you know who's right or wrong, it becomes a thing where it's like, what does that accomplish? You know, especially if you resolve it.
Right.
Like if you resolve it, and like Stevie J again, like I mean, he's saying Faith cheated on him in the video, but he's saying you bitch and you did this in my house, you bitching on. It's like if y'all decide to reconcile, then you kind of making it hard for people to be like rooting for you when that's where y'all went. And like again, I'm not saying that certain arguments or whatever don't go where they go. Like that is what it is. But I think that should be between the two people that are dealing with it. And that's not me condoning like calling out of names or hitting women or like you know me. Like you know where I'm at with that. And I'm like, you know, I'm not condoning any of that. But I do think like in a relationship, it's between the two people. Like it's almost like, you know, the Chris Brown and Rihanna thing happened, right? And we know what came of it. There was an accident. They both came out of that joint bloodied and bruised, and Chris Brown caught a lot of it, but I don't think Rihanna ever said that she ain't throw her blows too. Right?
Never.
We don't know. We don't know exactly what happened because that's between them two. Right? And it's kind of a thing where both of them have come out to where it's like, okay, Chris, you go your way, and you know you've lived your life, and Rihanna, you go your way, right? I think sometimes this stuff can create damaging things. Like I think about the baby and Danny Lee's kid, who's a baby right now, and then 18 years from now, when that child grows up and this piece of information is online, it's not like the Shade Room did a story and it's like okay, I find it, but you know they were doing their thing. It's like my dad went online and was putting us out here like this. Whether or not, forget who was right or wrong. My dad started this video and put the business out there like that. And I think that can be the damaging part and why I'm like, come on, y'all, do better. We already out here and we don't look, you know, they try to portray our people as not being, you know, on top of what we do anyway. Let's not do it for ourselves. So
portraying is portraying and doing is doing. I'm just saying that I'm gonna just put that tea up there and sip it. But I feel you. I feel you to a lot of degree of everything that you say. And and here's my thing. Like certain people have a knack for turning the volume up. I don't know any of these people personally. So
Yeah.
what I'm saying only comes from you know, my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Whatever that holds to anybody who's listening. But I am going to take this to a point, especially, well, you'll understand when I say it. I moved to LA in 2015. Literally, I came in on a Sunday evening. That following Friday evening, I was working in the club, in a nightclub, in the scene, Hollywood and Highland. And I had a good run there, about maybe eight to 10 months, maybe a year, working every Friday. One of the times, and I also did Saturdays and sometimes Sundays during the day for day parties. One of the times I was in there with Stevie J. That was when he was with Jocelyn. He was up there hugging up on some chick at the club. I know her; she's an influencer. Well, I don't know her, but she, I know who she is. And I was a camera guy. I was taking pictures and taking video of the joint. He literally pulled me, hey, come take a picture. Take a picture for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, cool, because I was Stevie J, cool. So I was snapping pictures. He was like, yeah, what you could do is you could take this to, TMZ or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and let them know that, I got a little something going on, you know what I'm saying, let them spread that shit.
Yeah.
So again, not saying that that's that man, not saying that man is still that man, if that is, what he did, however you want to choose that the information. But my thing is, stories get contorted, they get twisted. Because not everybody understands everything that's involved in this situation. That's like you trying to bake a cake and not know the ingredients, right?
Mm.
And with regard to, case in point, the Chris Brown situation, you know what I mean? Like, again, if he is that sick and twisted to pummel her face like that without any just cause, that's on him. But I think a lot of the conversation that we also need to have as adults, as in relationships, is and not saying anything is justifiable in that regard by by any stretch of the imagination, but I come from situations that were toxic where I had to defend myself.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is, I'll absolutely defend myself to the letter of the law. And if I gotta knock some shit open, in order to do that, I'm gonna knock some shit open to do that. And I'm gonna say that, and not saying that in a threatful way or hurtful way. I'm saying it because it's true, and it's my God-given right as a human being to defend myself if I feel like I'm being threatened. So, with that being said, there's a lot of contradicting things out there to which people like to kind of rely on when it's convenient. That's where I have a problem with society, especially American society, American culture, because it's always convenient. It's convenient for these folk to talk about these folk whenever these folks is around, or it's convenient when these folk to talk and bash these folk because this is what they do. You know what I mean? Oh, you need to be be a real man. Well, who are you to say I need to be a real man? Like, who are you? What do you know about being a man? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of different things in that's out there, but the conversation is yet to be had because I don't think anybody knows how to triage and communicate the scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is really the point of everything that's going wrong, is that we don't have people to triage and effectively communicate all of the issues, whether or not it's social, economic, political, whatever issues, to effectively communicate what these things are and come up with justifiable release for all of the issues that's going on. And I think that's part of it. And yeah, so going back to the conversation, because I'm sorry, I know I get verbose at times. I just think that, when we talk about relationships, airing them out online is toxic unless it's meant to defend yourself. Because you could be in a situation like you said, like with the cops and so forth and so on, or I'm gonna go live because so forth and so on. You got to defend yourself. You have to protect your interest, to protect your life at all costs. But if you're doing it to spin up yarn, to spin up stories, or to just piss somebody off, you are toxic, and you're helping to perpetuate a toxic culture. That's how I feel about it.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think that's yeah. I think in this place where you're trying to defend yourself or like make sure things aren't twisted, I get it. I get the understanding of it. Like I think so. I think with the cops, it's a different thing. It's like I want to. It's a preservation of life sometimes.
Yeah.
Like I don't think in the relationships, 9 times out of 10, the videos that I've seen aren't that. It's more to say that I don't want this person to say that I did something that I didn't. And I think videotaping again, I think the same thing. I think videotaping makes sense in that moment, right? Um, I don't know if putting it online or on live makes sense because you can't take it back. And there's a couple of things I think about this in both ways. Like in relationships, I see sometimes I was having this conversation with the wife, and like people say like they'll put their relationship online and like be like, "Oh my God, we so in love," and blah, 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 blah. And then 3 weeks later they be like, "Yeah, we not together. It's complicated," or like whatever, right?
Mhm.
And I'm just like, "Damn, you put your roller coaster online, and people looking at you like you crazy." Because it's like the fuck. Like just last week, you were saying they great. Like it's kind of like
Mhm.
Jason Derulo and the chick he with. Like he had a joint where they had put it up, and they were like, "Oh my God, we're happy birthday, so in love." And the next day, it was like we broke up. And then like 2 weeks later, it was like we back together. And it's just kind of like I get it. Like y'all personalities, y'all are online people, but let some of that stuff develop like how it's supposed to. Like you don't like take a cake and like put all the ingredients in the pan, put it in the oven, and then take it out every 10 minutes to show people.
Right.
Like you put the ingredients in and then let it cook. And the box may say 45 minutes to an hour. Let it cook. And then you may bring it out and be like, cool, look, here's the cake. I'm not saying don't be happy about what you're in or share that news with people or not, but this like to me, again, I think people are cooking it or putting the ingredients in, putting it in for 10 minutes and then taking it out and be like, look at the cake. Look at it. And then putting it back in the oven and then say, oh, look at the cake again. And like, you know what I mean? It's just like slow down some. Like keep some of that shit private. And I don't know. Yeah, that's just my thoughts.
No, I mean, I agree, and I think the biggest thing I can say with that is, and and you can test to it too. I've been on the production side of things since I was knee high to a grasshopper, and I think the biggest thing that I think that people need to understand is like life in front of the lens is always doctored and can always be doctored. I don't care if it's reality TV. Most people sit there and be like, "Oh, it's reality TV." It's not reality. It's
Right.
scripted to some degree.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I mean? There's like
Sure.
a, what I mean, like okay, well, oh, such and such has got such fashion sense. They probably got somebody that's wardrobing them.
Right.
Hello, like you know what I mean? But there is a big faction of people that believe that it's what it is because it's in front of the camera because that's what they see.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
reality of it is that when we're talking about relationships online and so forth and so on, I don't give a damn if it's on live or not. You getting a doctored image of what is going on that can be used in in a positive sense or in a negative sense, but it's doctored or at least it's a visual into something that could be doctored.
Oh, I believe it's doctored. It's even like the baby. Going back to the baby situation, like they were having this interaction, and he turned on the cameras. But I'm like, in that moment, he's super calm, cool, and collective. Like, okay, look, I just want y'all to see this, man. Look, Shawty goofy, she crazy. Da, 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 da. That don't mean that I don't think he turned the camera off. It's like, man, you dumbass, oh, get out of my damn house. Like, you know what I mean? Like, of course you're not gonna show yourself like that. If you're the one pulling up the camera, you're gonna try to make yourself look as innocent and clean as possible. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's that piece of it. And that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I don't think it should be put on camera by yourself. Like I get it. If you're in the spotlight, there may be moments where you may be outside the restaurant having an argument and fucking TMZ catches the video.
Right.
Can't do nothing much about that, right? But everything else, I mean, I get it. And like shit, if you're gonna do it, like worst case scenario, like while I don't agree with it, worst case scenario, get paid for it like Kim Kardashian does. Like shit, she makes a story out of all this bullshit that she goes through. and getting paid for it. Like at least get paid for it if you're gonna make somebody look bad. Like Chloe made Lamar look bad. Kim made Kanye look not the greatest at times. Like my thing is they at least getting paid for it. Like if you're gonna do something, at least get paid for it. Like
you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because I gotta say this. I know we had time or a limited time, but I gotta ask this question: what charms this nigga Pete Davidson got? First of all, I need to understand. Pete Davidson is low key the MVP of the world, like America, bro.
yeah.
Low key. And I'm not even saying this because he's with Kim Kardashian. I'm just saying, but if you look at his track record, this man kind of been, you know what I'm saying, it's Pete Davidson, bro. Not saying anything wrong with Pete Davidson.
It's funny, like people. I mean, he's definitely had some winners. It's come up because of Kim Kardashian, and I don't know if I can say like Kim is cool, but Kim is also run through. She's sorry, Kim. It is what it is.
I said it's not just about that.
You're a whole billionaire, and like I get it, but like I don't know. He got through that quickly. I guess his moves is pretty quick because he showed up and like he in pajama set pictures with her walking in the same
with Flame. Bro, Babe showed me this picture, and I was just like, bro, I just like to know the story. They need to do a documentary around that picture because I would like to be a fly on a wall to understand how the fuck that came together. Because it's like that's like me being Baker. Hey, so we come on down, we got an event at the house, and it's me, you, and fucking Betty White and RuPaul
and Kermit D. Frog.
Like, how the fuck did that even happen? Like, we're you know what I mean? And we all half of us in pajamas.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. And half of them matching at that. Like,
bro.
She living out her life. I think she probably picked him. Was like, I want to try it out, and he was like, "Oh, okay." I don't think he. That's the thing. I don't think he did shit. I think she picked him out, and he was just okay.
Now that you say that,
I'll go with it. Like so,
sounds about right.
It is what it is. Like at the end of the day, man, to each their own. Yeah. It is what it is.
Yep.
But that brings us to the end of our 2 cents. We want to thank Keith Angelo again. Shouts out to him. Excited to be back. Season 4. Got some exciting things planned. But as always, we're gonna let Donnie take us out of here. Any last words, Donnie?
Man, listen, it's always a pleasure, man. You already know since it's been real since 91, 92, bro. Like, you know, and that is on everything, you know what I mean? So it's just a pleasure to be back. You know, we got definitely great things in store. We've been doing it this long, so we definitely gonna keep it moving, and that's that. Yeah, make sure you like and subscribe to Flu West on social media. Make sure you like and subscribe. Angelo Sings on social media, man. Follow us, man. Like real live, follow us. And be a part of the change that needs to happen, and that's that. All I can say is happy Thanksgiving because it's Thanksgiving week. So get that gobble in, ladies and gentlemen, and make sure that you stay tuned for what comes next. We definitely have some unique and dope talent coming up soon on Two Flu West. I'm Donnie B.GotDaBeats. This is my brother Nicholas Baker. We too, the Flu West, and make sure you like and subscribe, and we out. Peace.